What if you had animal scales or other animal coats? Welcome to Storytime with Miss Suzanne. Let's start a reading adventure together. What if you had animal scales or other animal coats? By Sandra Markle, illustrated by Howard McWilliam. This book was written for Alana Stanton and the children of Okanogan County Primary School in Watkinsville, Georgia. And a special thank you to Skip Jeffrey for his loving support during the creative process. What if one day when you woke up, you felt a little bit strange and you discovered that overnight the skin covering your body was now very different? What if an animal's scales or some other animal coat had taken its place? Like a thorny devil, the thorny devil's scaly coat has thin channels of bare skin, kind of like we have bare skin, running between spiky scales. These channels, oh, very cool, collect rainwater and soak up water from wet sand or humid air. That means air that has water in it. By opening and closing its mouth, the thorny devil pulls a drink from its channel network. Gulp, gulp. Wow, that is so cool. He drinks from the water that is on his skin. Fact: a thorny devil's coat is too spiky for most predators to bite. That means he's not going to have a bigger animal come and go chomp, chomp, chomp because he's super spiky. But we're not spiky, are we? So we could have somebody come go stomp, chomp, chomp on us. If you had a thorny devil's coat, you'd enjoy being caught in the rain. You'd never have to carry a water bottle, and you wouldn't have to worry about anybody going chomp, chomp, chomp on you because you're all spiky. Look at his legs. Oh, and his arms. Oh, he's so spiky. Would you like to be spiky? I don't think I'd like to be spiky. Ooh, what if you had chinchilla fur? The chinchilla holds the record for thickest fur of any land animal. That's pretty cool. Each hair-growing spot on its skin sprouts 50 hairs. What? Where most animals just grow one. That's a big difference, 1 versus 50. Such a thick coat keeps its toasty warm in its chilly South American mountain home. Plus, all that hair blocks bugs from biting its skin. That's true. The bugs probably can't even get through the fur to his skin. Fact: a chinchilla baby called a kit is born with its eyes open and a full coat of fur. Wow, most babies have to grow their fur, but he already has a full coat of fur. We don't come with a coat of fur, do we? Nope. If you had chinchilla fur, you'd never need bug spray or coat, right? You wouldn't even need a coat or bug spray. Look at everybody else getting bit. She doesn't have a single bug on her because they can't find her skin. Ha ha, trick those bugs. I kind of wish I had fur because wearing a coat is very frustrating sometimes, and I really don't like getting bit by bugs. Do you guys like getting bit by bugs? Didn't think so. I don't think anybody does. Next, hammerhead shark skin. A hammerhead shark cruises, that means it swims, at 15 miles per hour and can reach even faster speeds for short bursts, so little bits. The secret is its coat of denticles, not tentacles, denticles. These are hard, overlapping, tooth-like scales so tiny that about 10,000 of them cover a patch of the shark's skin no bigger than a penny. Whoa, that's a lot. Together, denticles create a coat of armor, oh my gosh, that water easily slips past, letting the shark zip through the ocean. No wonder a hammerhead shark can dine on fast food such as sardines. Look at that, he's so fast. Fact: a hammerhead's denticles grow out of its skin. Oh, kind of like the hair, the way hairs and feathers do. But each one is like a tiny tooth. Look at the picture right there. There they are, with a soft inner pulp and a hard enamel cover. Wow, those denticles actually look really neat up close, but our skin doesn't look like that, does it? No. If you had a hammerhead shark's coat of denticles, you'd shock everyone by how fast you can swim. And it's like armor. So even if a fish came up and nibbled on you or a crab came up and tried to snap you, I think you would be safe from that because our skin is very soft, but the hammerhead sharks is like armor. I don't know. I think I might like to have armor skin. That'd be pretty cool. What about you? Maybe? Let's see what the next skin is. The next skin is a European hedgehog. Oh, isn't he cute? A European hedgehog's coat is prickly. Oh, with spines sticking out of its back and sides. Each spine, not spike, but a spine, is a tube made of keratin, the same strong stuff your fingernails are made out of, and has a honeycomb filling? What? Oh my gosh, that makes the hedgehog's spiny coat a natural shock absorber. That's pretty cool. Its spines are flexible enough to bend without breaking and stiff enough to straighten back up. So they go bend and then go boing. No wonder if a European hedgehog falls, it balls up and twists to land on its shock absorbing back. Sometimes it even bounces. That's right, because when we see them, they kind of roll. That's pretty cool. And I didn't know the inside was a honeycomb filling. That means it's open a bit. That's actually pretty neat, guys. Fact, as a European hedgehog grows up, its baby spines fall out one by one and are replaced with longer adult spines, kind of like our teeth. We lose our baby teeth and then we get our adult teeth, which are bigger. That is cool, but our teeth aren't spiky, are they? Not like the European hedgehog's spines. If you had a European hedgehog's coat, you'd bounce and safely perform amazing jump rope stunts. That's pretty cool. Or when you trip and fell, you could roll into a ball and then you would bounce off of your spines. That'd be pretty neat, but it would kind of be hard to hug somebody, don't you think? Because then they might get poked with your spine. So I don't know if I would like to have a European hedgehog's skin, their spines sticking out all over me. Something to think about. Our next skin is from an emperor penguin. An emperor penguin's feathers, not skin, feathers, help it survive in Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth. I know it's cold where you are sometimes, but not always, but this is the coldest place on Earth. Stiff, that means very hard, not flexible. Outer feathers overlap for a tough waterproof cover. Ooh, waterproof. Beneath this, lots of fluffy feathers form super thick insulating underwear. What? Did you know that penguins wear underwear? Together, these layers are the perfect coat for staying warm, sliding on ice, and swimming in cold water. It's kind of like they're wearing their very own wetsuit because they're waterproof and it keeps them warm. That's actually pretty cool. Fact, an emperor penguin sheds and replaces its feather coat yearly. Oh, that's cool. They get a new one. While that's happening, it stays on land for about a month without eating. I don't think I could go that long without eating. It's so that its feathers can come back in and it doesn't get cold in the water. See, his head there in the picture looks totally different. It's not smooth. Interesting. He must be getting his new feathers. Kind of like we change our clothes every day. Except his only happens once a year. Do not try to change your clothes only once a year, my friends. That is way too long. If you had an emperor penguin's coat, you'd be a champion water slide racer. That's right. And you wouldn't be wet because it's waterproof, and you'd have fluffy underwear to keep you warm because the feathers underneath. That's actually pretty cool. But I don't know if you would get too warm in the summertime here. I'm not sure, my friends, but that's a pretty cool coat to have. Our next animal skin is a naked mole rat. A naked mole rat isn't completely naked. Oh, it looks like it's naked. It has fine hairs, mainly in rows down the sides of its body. These are important sensors that help it find its way through the dark underground tunnels of its colony's home. So that means they can feel things with the hairs. Thanks to these hairs, it navigates without running into tunnel walls or accidentally bumping into other naked mole rats. Very interesting. Fact, a naked mole rat has hairs filling the spaces between its toes. Oh, these hairs help it push dirt while digging in new tunnels. Do you have any hairs in between your toes? I hope not. Otherwise, you might be a naked mole rat. If you had a naked mole rat's coat, you'd lead expeditions into deep, unexplored places because you would be able to get through without bumping and getting bruises or scratches on your skin with the fine hairs that stick out. That would be pretty cool, but I don't think I'd like to be in tunnels all the time either. Oh, look at this one. An African bush viper is our next animal skin. An African bush viper's scaly coat acts as body armor when crawling on trees and bushes. Muscles move its belly scales to power it forward. The scale edges press against rough spots, anchoring its grip, kind of like fingers. When the snake stays still, its rigid scales help it mimic leaves or fruit to hide from big hungry birds. If a small bird or lizard comes close, it strikes. Dinner time! That'd be pretty cool to be able to climb a tree as a snake. How his scaly coat acts as body armor and allows it to climb or look like leaves or fruit. That's actually pretty cool. Fact: an African bush viper sheds the outer layer of its skin a few times a year, as all snakes do. It's how it grows bigger and freshens its scaly armor. So he's not wearing a hat in the picture. That's his old scales, his skin, coming off, and he has new stuff underneath. Kind of like how the emperor penguin only changed his feathers once a year, but this viper snake actually changed it a few times a year. That's pretty neat. If you had an African bush viper scaly coat, you wouldn't need steps to reach your tree house. There he goes. He's climbing right up. His friends are like, yay, go! A honeybee is our next body of an animal that we get to try on. And a honeybee's body is covered with nearly 3 million hairs. I don't even think I can count that high. Pollen sticks to these hairs when a bee lands on a flower to sip nectar. By brushing and licking, the bee cleans its body, pushing the pollen onto its hind or back legs. There is a fringe of extra long hairs that act like pollen saddlebags or book bags. When they are packed full, the bee flies its food home to its hive and colony. Nice of the bee to go and share. There's actually a lot of pollen on the bee. If you look at the fluffy parts there right underneath of its wing, that's all pollen. It is amazing how much they can carry. Fact: even a honeybee's eyes are hairy. Scientists believe these hairs detect wind direction. That may help the bee stay on course while flying from flowers to its hive on windy days. That is pretty neat, but I still don't think I would like to have hairy eyeballs. If you had a honeybee's coat, you'd always have the biggest haul on Halloween. You wouldn't even have to carry a bag. Look at that. She's got it all stuck to the hairs on her arms and legs. Okay, here comes the scarlet macaw. A scarlet macaw's feather coat can't be missed, but showing off in its forest home is a good thing. Predators, such as eagles and jaguars, know not to mess with the bright big bird with the strong, ready-to-bite beak. It does have a very big beak. Colorful, shiny feathers also show good health, which scientists believe scarlet macaws look for when choosing their lifelong mates. That's pretty neat. I thought it would make them stick out more and then predators would come and get them, but it's the exact opposite. They know not to come and get them. Wow. Fact: scarlet macaw pairs share preening, running their beaks through each other's feathers to clean and smooth them. Oh, isn't that nice? They help each other out. That's very kind and very helpful. If you had a scarlet macaw's coat, you'd start a wild colored hair fad because everybody would want to have fancy hair like that. Wow. Now we mean business, my friends. A leopard. A leopard coat makes it a super sneaky cat. Its coloring lets it blend into patches of sunlight and shadow in Africa's grasslands. The spotted pattern makes the leopard's body shape hard to see. So although it runs slower than a cheetah, a leopard's coat lets it sneak close enough to catch fast food such as an antelope. Look at that. He's got camouflage. Fact. Like your fingerprints are unique to you, the inside of your fingers there, each leopard is born with its own one-of-a-kind coat pattern, just like a fingerprint. Isn't that funky? If you had a leopard's coat, you could easily hide to avoid cleaning your room. But I guess that would only work if you had a leopard print bedspread too. All right, here comes an interesting one. A Goliath bird-eater tarantula. I'm going to tell you right now, this is probably not the coat for me. A Goliath bird-eater tarantula's dinner plate sized body has a shell-like covering with a very hairy coat. So it's a very big spider. It's like the size of your actual plate. It doesn't hear, oh really, smell, oh, or see well. Interesting. So its hairs are how the tarantula senses what's around it. Special hairs near its feet give it a sense of taste, so it knows if what it touches is dinner. I did not know that hairs could give you a sense of taste. That's very interesting, but I still don't think I would like to have tarantula coat. Fact. If threatened, a Goliath bird-eater tarantula rubs its back leg across its abdomen, its belly, flicking off a stinging cloud of barbed-tipped hairs. And those hairs actually can hurt the animal that it's trying to get away from, and it can also hurt us. If you had a Goliath bird-eater tarantula's coat, you'd be a world-famous restaurant critic. Even though you can not see very good, hear very good, or smell very good, the hairs on your body would tell you whether the food is yummy or not. Having a wild animal's coat could be cool for a while, but you don't need a new body covering to bounce, get a drink, or go exploring. Plus, you can stand out in a crowd just the way you are. So if you keep an animal's scales or another wild coat for more than a day, which kind would be right for you? Luckily, you don't have to choose. The covering on your body will always be human skin. It's what you need to keep your body fluids inside you and keep out germs, tiny living things that can make you sick. It's also what keeps you from getting too warm or too cold. Plus, your skin helps you feel pain. Pain is important. I didn't know that, because it lets you know to take action to stay safe. So if you touch it and it hurts, you're not going to touch it again. Best of all, your skin is what you need to look like you. What is special about your skin? Your skin is made up of 3 layers, the epidermis, the dermis, and the subcutaneous fat. These work together to keep your body healthy. The epidermis, this layer is the part of your skin that you can see, so the outside. It protects your insides and holds you together. That's not a bad thing, is it? It's thin in some places, such as your eyelids, and thick in other places, such as the soles or bottom of your feet. This layer contains melanin, the material that gives your skin your exactly you color. The dermis is just below the epidermis and connected to it. The dermis is packed with arteries, veins, sweat glands, and more. So that's the middle. This layer helps your body maintain a comfortable temperature. It also gives you your sense of touch. That's because the nerves are in there. That's right. The subcutaneous fat. Because it is mostly fat, this layer helps insulate your body so you stay warm. And it's a shock absorber to help cushion your insides against a hard bump or fall. Maybe so you can bounce a little, right? Keep your skin healthy. Your skin needs to be in good condition for you to be healthy. Here are some tips for taking care of your skin. Wash regularly with soap and water, then gently pat dry. Be careful when doing anything that might cut or scrape your skin, such as playing a sport. Be super careful around anything that could burn your skin, such as a tray of cookies coming out of a hot oven. Cover up with sunscreen and clothing to shield your skin from the sun. And cover as much of your skin as possible when walking through tall grass or in the woods to help shield you or protect yourself from insect bites. That is all very good advice, and I hope we all follow it, me included. Thank you, my friends, for joining me today as we read What If You Had Animal Scales or Other Animal Coats? From the thorny devil with his spikes to the chinchilla with really thick fur, all the way to a hammerhead shark and a Goliath bird eater spider tarantula. There is a lot of different animal coats, but your coat, your skin, is so very you and so very special because it is you. And I hope you have a great day. And if you want, find out some more about one of those animals and see what else that animal can do. I hope everyone has a great day and you'll join me again on Storytime with Miss Suzanne. Bye, my friends.